Communities are built near water by Dr. Stephen Maturin. Table of contents. Introduction, page 3. Bodies of water, page 3. Waterways, page 5. Boston and San Francisco, page 6. Cahokia, a city next to a river, page 7. The community of Tenochtitlan, page 9. Tenochtitlan becomes Mexico City, page 11. Glossary, page 12. Introduction. If you look at a map, you will see that many communities have been built where land meets water. A community is a place where people live. People often start communities next to water features, such as oceans, lakes, or rivers. Large cities grow near water features because it is easy to buy and sell. Duluth is a community built next to a water form. The name of the water form is Lake Superior. Bodies of water. People build communities along coasts where water is deep, often where rivers run into oceans or lakes. A community next to a deep water may become a port. A port is a place where ships can dock. If you look at the picture, you can see a port. This is a port maybe in Duluth, maybe San Francisco. Cities near the water might have a harbor. A harbor is a place where ships can stay safe from high waves and strong winds. Nature makes some harbors. People make harbors too. Look at the harbor in this picture. Is it natural or man-made? What do you think? Is that natural or man-made? Did people make it like a human feature, or did nature? Many large cities are near ports. Port cities and harbors are on the ocean coasts of the United States. Port cities are also on the coasts of the Great Lakes. The big question, why do people build communities near water? Think about it. Waterways. A little bit like highway, but this is waterway. People have built many cities near waterways. Waterways are things like rivers or canals that are big enough for boats to use. A canal is like a river, but it is man-made. Waterways make it easier to move heavy loads. You can see this picture. Here's a canal. So it's a human feature. People made it. A canal is like a river, but it is man-made. A canal is used to transport boats or water. Review. People build communities near water features, such as oceans, rivers, or lakes. These communities can become big cities where buying and selling goods is the main work. What water features do people build communities near? Why do people build communities near water? What water feature is near your community? Boston and San Francisco. Boston is an important port city in the United States. Boston is on the East Coast. It is located next to the Atlantic Ocean. Right here. San Francisco is a port city in the United States too. San Francisco is on the West Coast. It is located next to the Pacific Ocean. Cahokia, a city next to a river. Nearly 1,500 years ago, Native Americans built a city that today we call Cahokia. They built Cahokia at the place where the Missouri River flows into the Mississippi River, in the middle of what is now the United States. This community was built before people came from Europe. You can see here, this is the city Cahokia. Long ago, as this painting shows, Native Americans lived and worked in their community of Cahokia. It looks a little bit like the Mayan temple. Cahokia was built on a river bank, the land next to a river. The river bank had good land for growing food. The Mississippi River was very important to the people of Cahokia. The people traveled the river in boats to move their crops and their goods. Cahokia became an important city for trade, where many people bought and sold goods. The trade made Cahokia a big city where 40,000 people lived. Cahokia was a community for 800 years, 600 CE to 1400 CE. The people of Cahokia left the city. No one knows why they left. The people of Cahokia built their city next to the Mississippi River. It was a good place for growing food and trade. You can see here. This is a painting of Cahokia in the year 1300 CE. And the river. The community of Tenochtitlan. Native communities were not only in the United States. In what is now Mexico, the Aztec Indians built a great city and lived a life different from the people of Cahokia. Tenochtitlan was started almost 700 years ago by the Aztecs. The Aztecs believed that their gods wanted them to build a city in a special place. They built their city on an island in the middle of the lake Texcoco, what is now Mexico City. The community of Tenochtitlan was built on an island in the middle of Lake Texcoco. Today, Mexico City is built on the ruins of Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan was a great city. The Aztecs built temples and many homes. People traveled through the city on roads and canals. Remember that canals are waterways built by people. People used boats in the canals to carry goods. The Aztecs built causeways over the water too. Causeways are roads built on soil, piled up in shallow water. Causeways connected Tenochtitlan with other cities. Here you can see a picture of a causeway. It's like a road or a bridge across the water. The people of Tenochtitlan built causeways. Causeways let the people come home and go from their community. The Aztecs also built floating gardens in the lake to grow food. They grew plants like corn, beans, and tomatoes. And you can see here is a floating island with the vegetables growing on the island. The people of Tenochtitlan built floating gardens to grow food. They grew many plants. Tenochtitlan becomes Mexico City. Tenochtitlan was the capital city of the Aztec Empire. An empire is the land and people under the control of a powerful nation. In the 1500s, there were millions of people in the Aztec Empire. In 1521, a Spanish explorer, Hernando Cortés, brought soldiers to Tenochtitlan. The Spanish fought a war with the Aztecs and won. The Spanish ruled until Mexico became an independent country in 1821. Today, Mexico City is the capital of Mexico. It is built on the ruins of Tenochtitlan, the great Aztec capital. This is a picture of Mexico City today. Mexico City today is the capital of Mexico. It is built on the ruins of Tenochtitlan. Here is the glossary with the important words from the book. Empire, built, Cahokia, canals, causeways, coasts, community, crops, goods, harbor, man-made, natural, port, riverbank, Tenochtitlan, trade, waterways.